welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another get it all done with me. So I like these videos because they're just realistic things that I'm really getting done in my day. And we're gonna be doing a fun DIY because especially after doing things I don't wanna do, like deep cleaning my sofa, I've been putting that off for like 6 months. So I'm doing that today. I don't want to. So I'm gonna be rewarding myself later tonight with doing a fun DIY that I'm really excited. Hopefully it turns out good and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So let's get started. The first thing I'm doing today is deep cleaning my couch. We have had this couch for about 6 months and I've only ever spot cleaned it until today. And I've honestly been putting this off because I'm always afraid to wash the cushion liners. I just always think something is gonna happen to them in the washer or the dryer, so it just makes me nervous. I decided to spray them down with a stain remover and I'm gonna let that sit for about 15 minutes before putting them in the washer. And I decided to go with a Dreft stain remover because I figured it would be the most gentle on the fabric. I also picked some gentle laundry detergent to wash them with, and I'm also going to be throwing in one of these OxiClean White Revive pods. I like this stuff because there is no bleach, so it's really gentle, and this is what I use on my white bed set, and it does an amazing job with it.
This 1,000 times before. Baby, it's now or never. Gotta leave this town and I know what you're asking for. You say it's out of my reach.
I'm just going to be washing it on the cool cycle, and I decided to add an extra rinse as well. I just got a shipment of Nespresso pods in and it could not have come at a better time. They're so pretty too, right? This is the hazelnut, vanilla, and then this one is the caramel, and I buy them in a 3-pack on Amazon and they are so good. Cheers. All right, and now we're gonna be painting my pantry door, or at least this side that I applied the primer to, because I'm not sure if I want to keep this shade, which I recently just painted. These doors were originally white and I like it, but there is some green undertones to it, which isn't necessarily bad, but it also wasn't what I had in mind when doing this project. So I decided to order this Fusion mineral paint in the shade Putty, and this paint was actually the original inspiration for this paint color. I just didn't want to order this online and wait for it to be shipped to me, so I went to Home Depot and tried to just match the color the best that I could. And honestly, I think I did a pretty good job. They look very similar, but this one is supposed to be more of a true grayish, which is like a gray beige. So today I'm going to be painting this cabinet door Putty and then comparing it against this color and deciding which one I want to go with. The reason I'm being so picky about this paint color is I plan on painting part of my staircase this same color as well as 2 other doors. So I really just want to be sure that I absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and paint this other door and compare them and see what we think.
But I can't pretend no more, 'cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive.
Okay, so the couch cushions are done being washed and so far so good. Everything looks fine. And so now I'm just gonna put them in the dryer, but just on the air fluff. I don't wanna add any heat to them just in case. So I'm just gonna put these in there until they're almost dry, but not quite.
'Cause it's keeping me alive. And I say it might take me nowhere.
right, the cushions are all washed, and I honestly don't know why I worried so much about it. It was really simple. I did put them on damp because I read somewhere online that you're supposed to do that, I think, just so they take the shape of the cushions easier. So they are a little bit damp, but I'm gonna go ahead and wash my love seat cushions next, and then probably the pillowcase covers and the cushions on top as well. But I'm just so relieved that these washed so easily and so nicely, and they smell really, really good. One thing I've been trying to do at least 2 to 3 times a week is sterilize all of Hunter's bottles, especially with all of this coronavirus stuff going on. I've been a little paranoid about doing that, especially if we're out running errands. As soon as we get home, I switch her to a clean bottle, and then I'll throw the one that we took out in the sterilizer. And I did show this in another video and had some questions, so I will leave it linked down below. I got it from Amazon and I absolutely love it. You can put it in for just a sterilized session, or you can do the sterilize and dry, which I absolutely love. It takes about 72 minutes, but I just throw them in while I'm doing other things, and I just think it is such good peace of mind, especially because she hasn't had her shots or anything, and with all this scary virus stuff going around. So tonight is Friday, and I usually like to do something fun for Miles for dinner. So tonight we're gonna be doing English muffin pizzas. A lot of times we get the dough and actually roll out and make our own pizzas, but this is just a really simple way to do it. It's a lot easier, and he has just as much fun putting all of the toppings on. I think that's his favorite part anyway. And I like to sneak in these multi-grain English muffins. He doesn't even know the difference. And then I got this turkey pepperoni, some mozzarella cheese, and pizza sauce. I try to get him to put vegetable toppings on here, but usually I cannot, so I'm just not even gonna try to fight that tonight. But I wanted to show you just an easy, kid-friendly meal that you can throw together really quick, and they really enjoy it.
Better than the places I have been. Sunsets in my rearview mirror, a projection of my old life faded. You say it's out of my reach, but I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember.
And we're not having anything too exciting. I'm just doing super low carbs, onions and peppers, and then there's just some stir fry with some peanuts on top. I'm trying to lose that postpartum weight, so I'm trying to cut down on the carbs, especially for dinner. So here are what the English muffin pizzas look like right out of the oven, and I made 2 just in case he wanted a little bit more, and then I figured I could always save the leftovers for him to have for lunch tomorrow. But like I said, it's nothing special. It's really easy. Miles usually puts all the toppings on himself, but he's outside with his dad right now, so I just went ahead and put them on. But this is just a great option for kids, so I wanted to share it with you guys. It's good? Is it hot? It's not too hot?
Tickling.
Okay, so the paint dried, and I wanted to show you the difference real quick. This is showing up so much more green now, especially compared to this one, and I honestly am feeling this one so much more. It's more of the shade that I had intended for this space, and it's just so much more apparent now compared to this one. And I just shared a poll over on my Instagram asking you guys what you thought, and last I checked, this one was winning by a landslide. So I'm glad that you guys agree with me. When my husband actually got home and I painted both doors this color, he absolutely hated it. And at night, this door gets even more green. It looks almost like an avocado color, and that's just not the color I was going for. So I am gonna go ahead and prime this one and paint them both this color. And then eventually, when I have time, I am going to add some of that color on this railing, and then these 2 doors as well. And finally, we are on to the DIY. I am so excited about this. So if you are familiar with Hobby Lobby, you may have seen they have these really cute white canisters and they almost have little like buttons all over them. They're absolutely adorable. So I had this Ray Dunn canister that my mom actually found for me on clearance at Goodwill. And it's just not one of my favorite styles of Ray Dunn. So it's just been sitting in the back of my cupboard for a long time. So I figured I could repurpose this piece and try to do my own version of the one at Hobby Lobby. So what you will need for this video is some white spray paint and some of these half beads. I got everything at Hobby Lobby, ironically enough. You don't have to necessarily use Ray Dunn for this project. You can use any type of item that you're not using, like even a glass or something like that. I think would work really good for this project as well. So I will leave all of the items that you will need in the description down below, but let's go ahead and get started and hope this turns out cute. So I'm using hot glue to apply the buttons directly onto the canister. And one thing I do want to say is make sure you're not using too much of the hot glue because you don't want it to leak out around the sides, because I think when you spray paint that, it'll really show. So I'm trying to just use as little hot glue as possible to stick them on to the canister. Another thing to keep in mind is after you're done hot gluing, you really need to go back in and kind of use your finger to get in there and try to take off all of the hot glue strings, because those are things that are going to really show when you go back with the spray paint. So it didn't take long. I just kind of went in with my finger and just kind of moved it around, and I was able to get off most of the hot glue strings just doing that. This is what the canister looks like in the daytime after the paint dried. I need to try to get up there to cover up that pink under the handle. And this is shining through a little bit, so I think I need to do a second coat, or actually I know that I do. And I did learn one thing as far as technique goes if you are going to try this. Look at this. This side did not turn out so cute. It was very bubbly, and that is because for this part I was laying this down flat and spraying like this, and it just, I don't know, it didn't apply right. As you can see, there's all sorts of like bubbles and noticeable things. So when I display this, I'm gonna have to turn it. So the way to get it to apply evenly and so it doesn't bubble up like that, I just took the spray can and just sprayed it directly on, kind of straight on like this, and then turned it as I went. And then you really need to make sure you go back in and get out all of the little hot glue strings, because anything is going to show up on here. Like if you look closely, there are little pieces of hot glue where I added too much. So it's a little bit of an unforgiving project, but I think that it turns out really cute. And I mean, it's one of those things that are kind of imperfect, which is what makes it cute. So I'm definitely happy with how this turned out, and it's something that I'll use versus before I probably wouldn't have used it. And I have another one prepped that I'm going to be spray painting too, and my plan is with this is to put all of my utensils in by my stove. So I'm going to be spray painting that, and hopefully I won't have any of the bubble stuff going on that happened with this one. And then I just need to add a second coat, or maybe even a third coat, whichever covers this little painting on there. I wanted to hop back on here and show you guys the finished products. I think they are absolutely adorable. I love this little canister, and I was able to cover up that painting on here pretty well with just 2 coats of paint. I may go back in with a third, but I think just 2 coats looks fine. And then I love this utensil holder as well. I cannot wait to put it over by my stove, but I'll probably wait because as you can see, there's a lot of things over there now and I don't want it to get too cluttered. But eventually when I change out all of my spring decor, I will put at least this one over there. And I have no idea what I'm doing with this cutie yet, but I might put that over on this display area for now. I think it'll look really cute there, but I absolutely love how these turned out. If you guys end up making these, I'll leave my handle here. Make sure to tag me. I cannot wait to see how yours turn out as well. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did and that you are subscribed to my channel, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!